The battlefield was burning. Explosions tore through the dark sky, painting it red and gold. The human soldier moved fast across the broken ground, his weapon tight in his hands. At his side ran his battle partner, an alien warrior with tall frame, silver skin that shone under the fire, and sharp glowing eyes. Together they were unstoppable. Together they had fought countless battles, saving each other again and again. The soldier trusted her more than anyone else in the galaxy. She was not human, but she fought like one. She laughed at danger, never stepped back, and always protected those who stood with her. In many ways, she had become more than a comrade. She was a sister in spirit, a bond forged by war and blood. But that night, everything changed. The alien enemy forces came in waves, endless and furious. The human soldier and his partner fought back with everything they had. He fired round after round, watching enemies fall. She slashed through the attackers with speed and grace, her energy blade glowing like lightning. For a moment it felt like they might win. Then, out of the smoke, a massive enemy war beast appeared, towering, armored, and armed with weapons that looked impossible to stop. The soldier's heart froze. He shouted for his partner to fall back. But she did not listen. She stepped forward, ready to face the monster. The battle that followed was chaos. The war beast struck with force that shook the ground. The alien warrior moved fast, dodging, attacking, her blade cutting through armor again and again. The soldier fired to support her, but it was not enough. One terrible strike landed. The war beast's weapon pierced through her chest. The soldier screamed. Time slowed. He rushed forward, firing wildly until the beast fell. But it was too late. His partner collapsed into his arms, her glowing eyes dimming. She tried to speak, her voice broken, but her words were clear. Protect what I could not. Finish. And then, silence. The battlefield noise faded for him. The soldier held her lifeless body, his heart torn apart. His best partner, his friend, his sister in arms, gone. Days later, the war ended. Humanity won, but victory felt empty to him. He had lost the one person who made him believe he was never alone in this endless war. Command gave him medals, speeches, and words of honor, but none of it mattered. He carried the weight of her loss like a chain around his heart. Rumors began to spread. Some soldiers whispered that she had been the last of her people, the final warrior of her alien kind. If that was true, then not only had he lost her, but her entire race had ended with her death. That thought crushed him even more. But then, something strange happened. One night, as he sat alone in his quarters, staring at the old weapon she had left behind, his comm device beeped. A message had arrived. His first thought was that it was another order, another mission. But when he opened it, his heart stopped. The code inside the message, it was hers. His partner's personal signature, a code only she could have made. He froze, staring at the glowing screen. How could it be? She was gone. He had seen her die. He had carried her body back himself. And yet, here it was, her mark, her signal. The message was short. It carried no words, only numbers. But he recognized them instantly. They were coordinates, a location far from any known battlefield, a hidden place. The soldier's hand shook as he closed the device. His heart beat faster and faster. Could it mean she was still alive? Or was this some trap left behind by the enemy? But deep inside he felt something stronger than doubt. He felt the bond he once shared with her, and that bond whispered one thing. The story was not over. He decided then. He would follow the signal. He would find the truth, no matter the cost. And as he prepared for his journey, one thought haunted his mind. What if she was gone, but not alone? The soldier did not sleep that night. The message kept flashing in his mind again and again like a heartbeat that refused to stop. He sat on the edge of his bunk, the coordinates glowing on his comm device. Every second that passed, the questions grew heavier. If his partner was truly gone, then who sent this? And if she was not gone, why did she hide? The next morning, he made a choice. He went to the hangar where rows of ships stood ready. His uniform still carried medals, shining like false stars on his chest. Other soldiers saluted him, but he barely noticed. He was already far away in thought. He had one mission now, not given by command, not written in orders, but carved into his soul. He checked out a small recon ship, one built for speed and stealth. He loaded supplies, strapped her old weapon to his side, and launched into the black void of space. As the stars stretched into long white lines, his mind replayed her last words. Protect what I could not finish. What had she meant? He never asked. He never had the chance. The journey took him across empty star lanes through sectors few dared to travel. His navigation system beeped warnings. Uncharted zone. Enter at your own risk. He ignored them all. For hours there was nothing but silence and the hum of the engines. Until finally the coordinates reached their end. The ship dropped out of warp, and the soldier's eyes widened. Before him floated a forgotten moon, small, gray, hidden in the shadow of a gas giant. No lights, no signals, no activity. It looked dead, but the coordinates pointed straight to it. He guided his ship down to the moon's surface. Dust and rock swirled as he landed. The hatch hissed open and he stepped out, weapon ready, his boots sinking into the soft gray ground. The air was thin but breathable. Every step echoed with tension. Then he saw it, half buried under stone and dust. A structure, not human. Alien. Old, but not abandoned. The entrance pulsed with faint blue light, as if the place itself was alive. His heart raced. He walked closer, hand tight on the weapon. As he touched the surface of the door, the blue light spread, scanning him. A soft hum followed and the door slowly opened. Inside, the air was cool and heavy with mystery. The walls glowed faintly, showing symbols he did not recognize. He moved carefully, every sense alert. His comm device beeped again. Another signal had been received, stronger this time. It came from deeper inside. He followed the signal until he reached a chamber. The room was circular with a glowing crystal in the center. His comm device lit up, matching the pulse of the crystal. He stepped forward, and then the crystal cracked, open like glass shattering. Out stepped a figure, his breath caught in his throat. For a heartbeat, he thought it was her, his partner. The same silver skin, the same glowing eyes. But this one was different. Younger, softer. Her features were similar, yet not the same. She looked at him with wide eyes, filled not with battle, fire, but with something else, fear, confusion, and hope. She spoke, her voice trembling but clear. You knew my sister." The soldier froze. The truth hit him like lightning. This was her sister. The partner he lost, the warrior who died. She had a sister hidden here all along. The young alien stepped forward. "She protected me. She kept me hidden from the ones who hunted us. She told me, if anything happened, I must send the signal. And you came." The soldier's hands shook. His heart pounded louder than any battle drum. All the sorrow, all the pain he carried suddenly shifted into something new. Shock, disbelief, and a small flicker of hope. But the girl's expression changed, her eyes turning sharp. "They will come," she said. "The ones who killed her. They know she is gone, and now they will come for me." The soldier tightened his grip on his weapon. At that moment, he understood her sister's last words. Protect what I could not finish. He had thought it was about the war, but no, it was about this, protecting her sister, keeping her safe. The soldier took a step closer, his voice steady now. "I made a promise to her. I will keep it. I will protect you." The young alien looked at him with disbelief, as if unsure whether to trust him. But then slowly she nodded. For the first time since his partner's death, the soldier felt a spark of purpose. a reason to fight again. But deep inside, he also felt a chill. Because if she was right, then enemies were already moving. And soon, this hidden moon would not be silent anymore. The war was not over. It had only just begun. The chamber was silent except for the slow hum of the glowing walls. The soldier stared at the alien girl, his mind caught between disbelief and memory. She looked so much like his partner, same silver skin that shimmered under the dim light, same glowing eyes that reflected strength. But there was softness in her face, something her warrior sister never showed in battle. She stepped closer, her movements careful, almost shy. "You are the human she spoke of." Her voice trembled, carrying both caution and curiosity. The soldier's throat felt dry. "Your sister. She fought beside me. She saved my life more times than I can count. And when she died, I thought, I lost everything." The girl's eyes softened, but then she looked away, her hands clenched tightly. "She gave her life because of me. If not for me, she would still be alive." The soldier shook his head firmly. "No, she chose to fight. She chose to protect. That's who she was. She never regretted it." The girl's lips trembled, but she said nothing. The silence between them grew heavy, filled with grief they both carried in different ways. Suddenly the chamber lights flickered. A low vibration ran through the floor. The girl's eyes widened. "They have found us." The soldier instantly raised his weapon, scanning the entrance. "Who?" "The hunters," she whispered. "The ones who destroyed our people. They never stop. When my sister joined your army, it was not only to fight your wars. It was to draw their eyes away from me. Now that she is gone, they know where to look." As if to prove her words, the chamber door shook with a loud blast. Dust rained down from the ceiling. The girl's breath quickened, fear shining in her eyes. The soldier stepped in front of her, his body like a shield. "Stay behind me." Another blast. This time the door cracked open, revealing shadows outside. Strange voices echoed, harsh, metallic, filled with rage. The soldier's heart pounded, but his mind was clear. For the first time since his partner's death, he knew his purpose. He would protect her sister no matter what. The door shattered, and 3 figures stormed in. Tall, armored, with jagged weapons glowing in their hands. Their eyes burned red in the darkness. The soldier fired first. His weapon roared, sending bright bursts across the room. One enemy fell instantly. The other 2 spread apart, moving fast, their weapons slashing. The girl gasped, pressing herself against the wall. The soldier rolled to the side, firing again. Sparks lit the chamber. One more enemy fell. The last one charged, swinging its blade with deadly speed. The soldier blocked with his partner's old weapon, the energy blade sparking as it clashed. The sound was sharp, filling the chamber with fire and light. For a moment, he saw her face. In his mind, his fallen partner fighting with the same weapon. The memory gave him strength. He pushed forward, slashing hard. The final enemy dropped to the ground. Silence returned, broken only by the soldier's heavy breathing. The girl stepped out from the shadows, her eyes wide with awe. "You fight like her," she whispered. The soldier looked at the fallen enemies, then at her. "No, I fight because of her." The girl walked closer, studying him. There was sadness in her eyes, but also something else, a quiet respect. "My sister trusted you, I can see why." For the first time, the soldier allowed himself to look at her not just as a reminder of the past, but as someone living, someone real. She was not her sister. She was her own person. But she carried the same fire, the same courage hidden beneath her fear. He lowered his weapon slowly. "What's your name?" She hesitated, as if saying it out loud was dangerous. Then she whispered, "Liara." The name hung in the air like a promise. "Liara," the soldier repeated. It felt strange but powerful on his tongue. "I swore to your sister that I would protect what she left behind. That means you." Her eyes softened again, but her voice held steel. If you stay with me, the hunters will never stop. They will chase us across the stars. You will die because of me. The soldier shook his head. I already lost one sister in battle. I won't lose another. Liara's breath caught. For the first time she smiled. A small, fragile smile, but real. Before either could speak again, the chamber lights flickered once more. The crystal that had opened for Liara pulsed violently. She turned to it, her expression changing to worry. They know I am awake now. More will come. The soldier clenched his fists. Then we need to leave. Now. Liara nodded. Together, they moved back through the glowing halls, stepping over fallen enemies. Outside, the dead moon was no longer silent. Dark ships were landing. On the horizon, their engines screaming across the dust. The soldier and Liara sprinted toward his recon ship. Blasts of light rained from the sky, shaking the ground. He pushed her inside, firing at the attackers as the hatch closed. The ship roared to life, lifting off just as the moon cracked with explosions. From above, they saw enemy forces flooding the surface, spreading like shadows. Liara looked at him, fear still in her eyes but mixed with determination. This is only the beginning. The soldier gripped the controls, his jaw tight. Then we'll begin together. As the ship shot into the stars, the bond between them deepened. It was not the same as the one he lost, but it was powerful in its own way. He realized then, this encounter was not fate's cruelty. It was fate's second chance, and he would not waste it. The recon ship flew fast through the silent stars. The soldier kept his eyes on the controls, but his thoughts were heavy. Behind him, Liara sat quietly, her silver skin glowing softly under the cabin lights. She stared out the window, watching the moon fade into the distance, her face filled with sadness. Neither of them spoke for a long time. The soldier's heart was still racing from the battle. His mind replayed the fight, the hunters breaking through the chamber, the look of fear on Liara's face. But beneath all that, one thought burned inside him. Why did her sister hide her? What was she protecting? Finally, he turned to her. Liara, tell me the truth. Why were you hidden on that moon? Why did your sister risk everything for you? Liara's glowing eyes flicked to him. She looked hesitant, as if afraid to say the words. But then she took a deep breath. Because I am not just her sister, I am the last key. The soldier frowned. Key to what? Her voice lowered. To the survival of my people. The soldier stayed silent, letting her speak. Liara looked down at her hands, her voice trembling but steady enough. Long ago, before the hunters came, my people were many. We lived across 5 systems, strong and proud. But then the hunters appeared. They called themselves purifiers. They hated our kind. They said we carried power that should not exist. They hunted us, burned our worlds, destroyed everything. My people fought, but they lost. One by one, they all died. Her eyes shimmered with tears. My sister and I were children when the last great city fell. Our mother gave her life to protect us. Our father stayed behind to fight so we could escape. My sister swore she would keep me alive no matter the cost. That is why she joined your army. She fought so the hunters would chase her, and not me. The soldier's chest tightened. The memory of his battle partner flashed before him. Her laughter, her courage, her final sacrifice. Now, at last, he understood. Liara's voice grew firmer. But there is more. The purifiers were right about one thing. My people did carry a secret, a gift passed down through generations, not a weapon of war, but a seed of power, a way to shape life itself. And I am the last one who carries it. The soldier's eyes widened. You mean, inside you? She nodded slowly. Yes, my blood, my very being. It holds what remains of my people's legacy. If I die, it ends forever. That is why my sister said those words. Protect what I could not finish. She was talking about me, about the future I carry. The cabin fell silent. The soldier's grip on the controls tightened. It was more than he had expected, more than he was ready for. He had thought he was protecting his partner's sister out of loyalty, out of a promise. But now he realized he was protecting the last hope of an entire race. Liara turned her eyes, back to the stars. Do you see now? You should not stay with me, you will die because of me. The purifiers will never stop. They will follow me across the galaxy until I am gone. The soldier shook his head firmly. No. I swore to your sister and now I swear to you. I will not let them take you. Not while I still breathe. Liara studied him, her expression mixed with disbelief and gratitude. Why? You owe me nothing. He looked at her, his voice steady. Because humanity knows what it means to lose everything. We know what it means to fight when hope is gone. If we let you die, then your sister's sacrifice means nothing, and I will not let her sacrifice be wasted. Her glowing eyes softened. For a moment her fear faded, replaced by a small spark of trust. But the moment was short. Alarms suddenly blared across the ship. Red lights flashed and the system screamed, "Incoming vessels detected." The soldier cursed under his breath, scanning the radar. A swarm of ships appeared, breaking through the black of space. They were small but fast, their jagged forms unmistakable. Purifier hunters. Liara's hands gripped the seat tightly. They found us already. The soldier's jaw clenched. Then we fight. He pushed the ship into evasive maneuvers, weaving through the stars as blasts of energy rained down. The hull shook violently, but he kept control. He fired back, lasers cutting through the swarm. 2 ships exploded, but more kept coming. Liara's fear grew, but then she reached out, touching the controls. Let me help. He glanced at her. Do you even know how? Her eyes glowed brighter. Not like you, but I can do something else. She closed her eyes and her silver skin shimmered with strange light. The ship's systems flickered, then stabilized. The engines roared louder, faster than before. The soldier blinked in shock. What did you just do? Liara opened her eyes, glowing like stars. My people's gift. I can connect, guide life, even machines. For a short time, I can make them stronger. The ship surged forward, faster than the hunters could follow. The soldier fired again, his shots more precise, guided by her strange connection. One by one, enemy ships fell until the sky grew clear. Breathing heavily, the soldier steadied the ship. He looked at Liara, who leaned back, exhausted but alive. She whispered, "This is why they hunt me. This is why they will never stop." The soldier looked at her, his voice quiet but fierce. Then let them come, because they don't know one thing. Liara blinked. What's that? His eyes hardened. They're not just fighting you anymore. They're fighting me. And humanity doesn't lose. Liara's lips curved into a small, tired smile. For the first time, she believed him. The soldier turned back to the stars. The revelation had changed everything. This was no longer just about survival. This was about legacy, about protecting the last ember of a people nearly erased. And deep inside, he knew, protecting Liara meant more than honoring a promise. It meant shaping the future of the galaxy. The soldier's ship drifted through the quiet of space, engines humming low after the fierce battle. For the first time, in days the stars seemed calm, yet inside the cabin tension still lived in the air. Liara sat across from him, her glowing eyes watching every movement, her body weak but her spirit unbroken. She broke the silence first. You should have left me behind. Her voice was soft but heavy with guilt. The soldier glanced at her sharply. Never say that. Your sister gave her life so you could live, and I will give mine before I let them take you. Liara lowered, her gaze, her silver hands folded tightly. But why? You barely know me. He leaned forward, his voice steady and strong. Because I knew her, because she believed in something worth dying for, and now I see it in you. The same fire, the same strength. You may not believe it yet, but you are more than a survivor, Liara. You are a future. Her breath caught. For the first time, she did not argue. She only nodded slowly as if accepting the weight of his words. The ship's radar beeped faintly, showing no immediate threats. They had bought time, but not safety. The soldier set the ship on autopilot and stood. He walked to the storage bay, pulling out old crates and gear. Liara followed him, curious. "What are you doing?" she asked. He pulled open a crate, revealing weapons, armor, and survival tools. "Preparing," he said simply. Liara frowned. "For what?" "For war," the soldier replied. His eyes met hers, cold but determined. "The purifiers won't stop chasing you. And if you are right about what you carry, then this isn't just about you. This is about stopping them before they destroy anything else. If humanity and your people share the same enemy, then we fight together." Liara hesitated, then touched the armor with her fingers. It was built for humans, heavy and rough. "I don't know if I can fight like my sister." The soldier shook his head. "You don't need to fight like her. You need to fight like yourself." Her glowing eyes lifted, and for the first time, a spark of confidence shone in them. The next days were long and filled with training. In the empty cargo hold, the soldier taught her how to handle weapons, how to block, how to strike. She was clumsy at first, her movements slow and uncertain, but each time she failed, she stood back up, her eyes burning brighter. At night, when exhaustion pulled them down, they shared stories. He told her about Earth, its blue oceans, its forests, the endless skies. She told him about her lost homeworld, the crystal towers that once touched the clouds, the songs her people sang before the purifiers came. Through grief, a bond began to grow. Not the same bond he had with her sister. This was different. It was fragile but real, built on trust, on promises, and on the hope that together they could do what neither could alone. But peace never lasted long. On the fourth day, the radar screamed again. A massive signal appeared, an entire fleet of purifier warships, dozens of them surrounding the sector like wolves closing in on prey. Liara's face went pale. "They found us." The soldier's jaw tightened. "Good." She looked at him, in shock. "Good?" He loaded his weapon, sliding the energy blade into place. "Because running ends now. They want you? They'll have to go through me. And through humanity's fire." Liara's heart pounded, fear and courage clashing inside her. "We can't fight a fleet alone." The soldier looked at her, his eyes fierce. "Not alone. Together." She stared at him, then slowly nodded. Her glowing skin brightened, her body humming with hidden power. "Then let's finish what my sister started." The fleet closed in, dark ships blotting out the stars. The soldiers' small recon craft was nothing compared to their size, but inside it burned something no enemy could measure. Resolve. The battle was chaos. The soldier weaved through the storm, firing with deadly precision. Liara placed her hands on the control core, her power flowing through the ship. The engines screamed, faster than ever before, weapons sharper, shields stronger. Enemy ships exploded, one after another, torn apart by the unlikely duo. But the fleet was endless. More kept coming, surrounding them. Liara cried out, her body glowing like a star as she pushed her power further. The ship pulsed with light. And for a moment, it was not just a machine, it was alive, fighting with them. The soldier shouted over the alarms. "Liara, stop! You'll burn yourself out!" She shook her head, her eyes blazing. "If I die, it ends. If I fight, maybe it begins." The ship erupted with energy, blasting a shockwave that tore through the purifier fleet. Dozens of ships shattered, fire lighting up the void. The survivors scattered, broken and afraid. When the light faded, silence returned. The soldier looked at Liara. She had collapsed in her seat, weak but breathing, her glow dim but steady. He caught her before she fell. She opened her eyes slowly, whispering, "Did we win?" He smiled faintly, his voice soft but sure. We survived. That's how winning starts. Her lips curved into the smallest smile, then she closed her eyes, resting. The soldier looked out at the wreckage drifting in space. He knew this was not the end. The purifiers would return, stronger than before. But now he was not alone. He had Liara. Together they carried not just survival, but the spark of a new beginning. As the stars stretched before them, the soldier whispered to himself, a vow that carried into the silence of the galaxy. For her sister, for Liara, for humanity, we will fight, and we will win. And with that, their bond was sealed, not just as soldier and survivor, but as protectors of a future that could change the galaxy forever.